Welcome, everyone, to Truly Restored TV. My name is Michelle, and I have the immense pleasure of being joined by my son, Terry, today. Hi, Terry.
Hello, how you doing?
I'm okay. We are going to talk about the restoration of our relationship. Terry is my oldest son. I gave birth to 5 children, and he is the oldest. He stole my heart. I mean, I gave birth to him and he just stole my heart, and one of the ways that one of my favorite memories is this dog tried to come after him one day, and I was like, you must be out your mind. I was fighting the dog trying to get to my baby. So by way of background, I do want to share that I'm in long-term recovery, and Terry has known me both as somebody who abused alcohol and drugs and someone who did. He's seen the good times and he's seen the bad, and he's seen the good. I do want to end on that note because he's seen both sides, and I'm sure he enjoys this one even more.
For sure.
Okay. So there was a long time that I was married to Terry's dad, and then I decided to get a divorce, and it didn't go smoothly. I wish I would have handled it differently in hindsight. And at the time, Terry was a teenager, and I think that there was a lot going on for him. And I relapsed, and our relationship went somewhere where I just never thought that it would go, and I didn't really have hope that it would come back. But I waited and I prayed. So Terry, why don't you take it from there and let us know what's on your mind about the restoration of our relationship?
Well, first and foremost, I'll say that I'm thankful for the work that you put into creating an environment where I could be honest with you about the things that I was going through back when you and Dad got a divorce, and even things from before then, just our up and down relationship. I was able to speak from my point of view and not have to worry that you would take it the wrong way. And I think that that's what's missing in a lot of people's relationships with their parents, is they're not able to speak on how they feel or how they interpreted certain situations.
Mm-hmm.
Leads to them holding those things in and not being their true self.
Mm-hmm.
But
I want to interject here and just make it a learning moment real quick, because in order for that to happen, I really had to understand that you were a separate entity for me. Like, I had emotions and thoughts and a perspective about what had happened. However, you being a separate person had your own thoughts, your own perception, and your own reaction to what happened. And the gift of unconditional love includes being able to listen to the hard stuff too, and just listen, and it was just so, I learned in life to listen. And it's difficult to listen with detachment. And if you're not healthy enough, it's very difficult. I don't even know if it can be done. But being able to hear you required being able to love you and being able to know that your pain was worth listening to, because it would help me grow and understand that my actions mattered. So.
And that listening was something that I struggled with growing up. Mm-hmm. And I also could hurt people with the way that I said things. And so I had also done some work on myself to get to a point where I could communicate in a way that was effective and also true with how I felt in those moments, without hurting the person that I'm talking to's feelings. And once I figured that out, I became a lot more effective in communicating, a lot more efficient. It wasn't like wasted conversation. It was also very solution based. In the beginning, I know it was after when Tyler passed away. I had went to therapy, and I had learned different coping mechanisms and coping skills. And I had also started journaling. And you had explained to me one time, and this was after that, we were talking that the brain was like pockets. And throughout the days or the weeks, you kind of pick stuff up and carry them with you. But it was important to write those things down either at the end of the night or sometime in the day, or at least once a day, to empty those pockets. And I had really went to a tough time when Tyler passed, and through journaling, I was able to reflect on what I was writing and saying, whoa, those things from my past was really bothering me. And I wasn't aware of it consciously, but during those moments, I just kept writing and kept writing. I had this blue laptop, and I would stay up late, and I would just type away at it. And then it went from typing to writing. And, I'm thankful that I went through those times and actually took the initiative to go to therapy. Mm-hmm. It really helped all of my relationships, but especially the relationship that I have with you.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for sharing that. And you're right. I do believe that it's important for me to empty the pocket at least once a day, so when I journal, those things that are kind of pressing on my mind, which in turn press on my spirit, I can get them out onto paper, and I always imagine them physically leaving my body because I'm putting them somewhere else. And even some people think of journaling as a form of prayer. I know I do. It's a one way to confirm that I can maintain my wellness by making sure I empty that pocket, put that change on the nightstand. So you're right, I agree. And I do want to clarify that Tyler is the last child that I gave birth to. Tyler was unexpectedly murdered in 2018, and Terry is the oldest, and 2022 right now. How old will you be later this year?
I'll be 32 years old.
32? Oh, I thought it was 31. Oh.
No, I turned 31 last year.
Okay.
But I'm learning, and that's a part of growing up. But throughout this time period, I learned how to forgive.
Okay.
I've made mistakes in my past. Excuse me. I made mistakes in the past, and I don't want people to judge me based off of those mistakes. And understanding that we're all human and we all make mistakes, once I understood that, it was easier to forgive you for the things that took place when I was growing up. Because I know it wasn't me me. I didn't cause it, or you were just doing the best you could. And a lot of people don't know what they don't know, which is something I think we all should pay attention to. Most people aren't trying to do a bad job. I'll say most don't know everybody. But if you do know better, you would actually do it. And, since those therapy sessions, I learned different coping mechanisms, meditation being one of them. Visualization, like you said, you visualize those things leaving. All those things actually pay dividends now in my life. I meditated last night, and it's just emptying my mind, and it's a form of self-care. So you got to love yourself first before you can love anybody else.
That's the sure enough truth. He said a lot of stuff, and we will take the time to unpack that. I'm going to have Terry join Truly Restored TV about once a month or once every other month. Terry kind of keeps himself pretty busy. So, and he's newly married now. Yay! I think it's about 3 months. Yeah, it's about 3 months now, right?
Yeah, just about. Yeah.
So, I certainly, definitely am proud of you. Really appreciate the work that you've done, the forgiveness that you have bestowed upon me and extended to me. And I really appreciate the man that you've become. You're teachable, you're astute, you're so much of a man, you're a leader. We knew that a long time ago.
Yeah.
And being able to watch you blossom and come into the person that you are over the years has been one of the best joys of my life. So I needed to say that.
Thank you. That meant a lot. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Well, that's all we have today on Truly Restored TV. There's much more to talk about, but we have more episodes that we're going to record, right, Terry?
Yes, I'll definitely be back on.
Okay. All right. Well, you have a good night. And to the subscribers, if you're not a subscriber, I invite you to subscribe because this channel is all about restoration, healing, taking our families and ourselves back to a place maybe where we've never been before. It's a place of wellness, a place of hope, a place of encouragement. I invite you to subscribe to the channel. I also invite you to leave a comment. Tell me what you think of seeing my son and hearing us talk today. And the topic, I don't think I ever said it, was how I forgave my mother or walking in forgiveness. We'll do both of them. And with that, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.